JL, I'm
Simon.
throwing it back to you right away. I know you went right before me, but I'm throwing this one back to you.
Okay.
I need you to make the case for it. I need you to sell me on Gabe Davis. I need you to tell me why maybe I should be drafting Gabe Davis at cost, where he's going in drafts.
Gabe Davis is a much harder case to make than Kirk Cousins.
Before you go, Dale, I just want to let you know he is currently, according to NFFC draft data over the last 2 weeks, being drafted as the wide receiver 18. So he is going off the board as the 18th overall wide receiver.
Moving up,
God,
up,
that's
up.
not helping. Do not give me any more any more facts about Gabe Davis because they don't look good.
That is in the beginning half of the third round.
So I've disparaged Gabe Davis on the show before. I've talked about how he has mostly finished as a wide receiver 3 his entire career. The thing that he hasn't had his entire career is the volume that he might be able to get this year. Cole Beasley gone. He had 18% target share last year. Emmanuel Sanders gone. 11.6% target share last year. And so I'm fine if people want to reach for Gabe Davis as wide receiver 2. Hoping that leap happens.
But why would you want to reach for him as a wide receiver 2? I think was the question.
For those reasons that those people did.
For the same reasons.
Yep, I'm with the people.
I'm fine, he says.
I'm fine.
You don't seem
I'm
fine.
I'm a little convinced. The argument that you made that I think like irks me the most is like he's got the upside to do that, but his ADP is also in the third round right now. Know what I mean? Like it's hard to draft for upside like that in the third round that early in drafts.
Wide receiver 3, 88% of the time over the last 2 years. Yeah, but 29.6% vacated target share.
So
it's interesting.
Not doing it.
Not doing it. Me neither.
Not doing it. You didn't sell me, JL.
Psych.
And Jordan in the chat saying, I'm worried he's simply not that good.
It is up to it. It is a problem. I mean, like we said before, if they didn't make the playoffs, the last game he would have had was getting 14 targets versus the Jets and catching 3 of them for 36 yards.
Right.
You know, and like I said, he didn't catch a single pass in that Chiefs game until Tyrann Mathieu got hurt. If Tyrann Mathieu didn't get hurt, I would go as far as to say Gabe Davis doesn't score 4 touchdowns. Maybe he scores 2 touchdowns or 1 touchdown, considering 2 of them directly came off of the backup for Tyrann Mathieu, and 1 of them came when the other safety inexplicably tackled the cornerback covering Gabe Davis. Go back and watch those highlights, and it's literally like people just rolling on the ground, and Gabe Davis is just like high stepping in the end zone.
I know I'm supposed to be on Gabe Davis's team in this segment, but
yeah, you're free now.
I can't. Coop's firing me up now. Yeah, I mean, just from he was 64 according to Player Profiler, 64 in targets. He had 63 targets all last year. I feel like Gabe Davis should have commanded a higher target share if he is the talent that everybody's expecting him to. I feel like what is happening is he's just kind of stumbling his way into volume, which is always a little more risky.
I'm not even sure that it's stumbling his way into volume. I think Gabe Davis is just Gabe Davis. Like we talk about, that's how many targets he got last year. The year before, he had 62, 599 yards in his rookie year, 549 yards last year, 7 touchdowns his rookie year, 6 touchdowns last year. This could just be his role in the Bills offense. And it's a good role. It's a role worth having.
It's a role that made Cole Beasley relevant, right?
So I think there's a very real chance that Gabe Davis just continues in that role and they have someone else step up into this slot role, into this Cole Beasley role. And Gabe Davis is just Gabe Davis. And that means I can't draft him where he's being drafted. If he was going later, I'd love to have a guy with like 2 touchdown potential in a game. Know what I mean? Just a guy that could blow up that you could throw in your flex, but you're not drafting him as a flex.
If you want an example of the downside of what Gabe Davis could be, his best comparable player on Player Profiler is Zach Pascal. In the year before last, he and Zach Pascal scored the same exact number of fantasy points down to the decimal. And last year, Zach Pascal got the opportunity to be the second wide receiver on the Colts. And then what happened was he was Zach Pascal. What had happened was he was Zach Pascal. So just don't be surprised if Gabe Davis has a couple games where he scores monster, big touchdowns or whatever. And don't be surprised if there's a couple games where he just gets covered by a real cornerback and doesn't catch a lot of passes.